Hi guys, and welcome back to the Ultimate Decades Challenge Berry Style. We're currently in the year 1327 and we are currently at the Fairfield household. Now, last year Frederick Fairfield's parents died an untimely death and he has inherited this entire Fairfield estate. And it's quite large, it's quite nice, so Frederick is very well off on his own accord at the moment. And so under his employee, he's hired a new maid called Cerelia. And so Cerelia is a peasant girl who is just out looking for work, just trying to support herself in this world, because back in these days women did work, especially peasant women. If they didn't have their own farmlands, they did have to seek employment from wealthier people to go and work in their homes. And you can see she just loves her job. She looks so happy. That's a joke, by the way. She looks miserable. So last episode, Frederick's wife Sybil fled to Scotland because of some horrible things Frederick's parents had done, and Sybil basically just wanted to get away from the family. However, Sybil did die in Scotland. Frederick actually doesn't know what happened to her or their children. As far as he knows, they could have died in the same fire that his parents died in. So Frederick hired Cerelia to help around the house and just do all of the womanly chores, have a womanly presence around the house. Obviously, it's a little bit lonely being in this huge house all by herself. And so Frederick is just gonna go and ask Cerelia. And so Frederick's just asking Cerelia to go down to the market to get some food for that night's dinner. And Cerelia's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I guess. So we're gonna send Cerelia down to the marketplace. You guys are getting way too friendly. So Cerelia's just at the store buying some bread for her master, Frederick, and also I'm gonna get her to buy some produce over here. And I think there's quite a lot of things that she has her eye on. Like, they've got some yarn here, some blueberries. Maybe she could make like a blueberry pie. And Frederick needs his nourishing face masks, so obviously she'll get him one of those. And the organic Manuka honey shampoo. Sure, why not? Okay, so we're just gonna get a few things for the household. But as she's at the store, she notices this really handsome looking man from across the room, and Cerelia decides to go and talk to him because, she wants to put herself out there. She's definitely not against meeting some handsome gentlemen. And he introduces himself as Isaac Willoughby, and she is just instantly like, this is the most handsome man I've ever seen in my life. And to be fair, I feel like that hair definitely gives him like a dashing quality. And Cerelia is just making small talk with him. She's just like, it's nice to meet you. I'm Cerelia. What a lovely day it is today. What a lovely day to be going down to the market. She's just being very pleasant, very nice with him, trying to make a good impression. And Isaac's a bit receptive to it. He's like, oh, this pretty girl is just coming to talk to me out of nowhere. Absolutely. And so after a short conversation, Cerelia eventually goes, I really need to get back to my master's household, but I would love to talk to you again if I see you around. And Isaac says, that sounds great. And he's so proud of himself. So I look at Isaac just walking off with that strut. He is really proud that a girl has just come and talked to him. And so now Cerelia has everything she needs to get, and she's met someone. I'm gonna send her home. And of course, while cleaning, Cerelia is just thinking about this handsome man that she just met and wondering if she'll get to see him again. And you know what, guys? I think she will. It's a pretty small town. And meanwhile, Frederick's just in the baby's room looking at where his son's crib is. And he's just thinking about what happened to his family. He's really sad about losing his parents, and he's really upset about losing Sybil. The reason that I don't think Frederick is the ideal person for Sybil is because he just has like some not so pleasant traits. Like, he's self-absorbed and he's a bit snobby. And while I don't think he was involved with what his parents were involved with, I don't think he would necessarily have a problem with it either. Like, you got to remember, this is medieval times, and this idea of heresy was such a like horrible, disgusting thing for people that were really involved in the church. And so while Frederick wasn't involved, I feel like if he had have known what was going on, he would have just been like, oh yeah, of course he would do that to a heretic. Like, that's what they deserve. And look at Cerelia, she's so sweet, just polishing away at those cupboards. She has absolutely no idea what is hiding under the house. I'm just gonna have Frederick put on his face mask that Cerelia got for him, and he can just go and relax for a little bit. Look at him. That is definitely a man who looks after himself. And Frederick is a big fan of chess, so he's just doing his face mask, he's playing a little bit of chess, a little bit of self-care. I don't know if he's necessarily good at chess, but I know that he likes it. He thinks it's a very strong game. Okay, so I think we're gonna invite over Frederick's sister and the king to have dinner with them. Just like a dinner party. We can make it a gold event just for fun. And we are inviting Edward, Edith, and Beatrice. And it's a pretty high honor for Frederick to be able to host actual royalty in his house. Having his sister marry into the royal family was definitely a huge advantage for him. And Cerelia has to go and make herself scarce while Frederick entertains his guests. Although I think it normally takes them quite a while to come over here. Like, yeah, Edith's all the way over here. And Frederick is just congratulating Edith on her marriage. He's just like, that was such a good catch. Like, I'm so happy that you married into the royal family. The status of our family is sky high at the moment. Edith is such a sweetheart. And I'm not sure where Edward is. Is he still coming? Oh my gosh, Edward is walking all the way to their house. That is a big walk. And so Frederick's just calling everyone to meal, except for you, Cerelia. You don't get a meal. I'm not sure where Edith has gone, but it is the highest honor for Frederick to be having the king sitting at his table, especially given that he's not even actually nobility at the moment. But Frederick's definitely hoping that the king takes notice of him and gives him a noble title, because I think the Fairfield household are definitely social climbers. Like, they want to be high up in the world, and that was what Otto and Gaia hoped for before they died, and that is what Frederick hopes for as well. And so Frederick is just doing his absolute best to impress Edward and prove that he's someone who is worthy of being a friend and of being a noble. I think he's talking about how Sybil left him, or how she died, his marriage got destroyed, and there's a llama involved. And Edward's just like, what are you talking about? But I think he's getting along pretty well with Edward, to be fair. I feel like they've got, you know, a love for Edith in common. Like, Frederick loves his sister, and Edward is, like, obsessed with Edith, of course. Edward's just like, what are you talking about? Okay, that did not go over well. Poor Frederick. I do feel a little bit bad for him because his parents died and now he's just trying to follow the path that his parents wanted him to take. And he feels like he's struggling a little bit. Like, he does feel a bit alone. Maybe Beatrice is a better person to get along with, since at the moment she is Edward's aunt and his only living relative, apart from Eleanor, I guess. But I don't really know if Eleanor counts. Frederick is just doing all this storytelling. Like, he is putting his best foot out there, and he's reached level 3 of the charisma skills, so maybe they'll make people like him more. Oh no, our bread just went bad. That lasted for like a whole 5 seconds. I can't believe we spent like 100 simoleons on bread and it's just spoiled. Okay, I think everyone's getting ready to leave, so I might just end the dinner party there. We got a silver medal, not too bad. And so they're all saying goodbye, and Frederick's like, thank you so much for coming. It's been an absolute honor to have you guys here. Oh, and Frederick just wants to be part of this family so bad. Like, his sister is married into it, but he's not really considered part of it just yet. He's like trying to get into their good graces. So I'm going to send Frederick off to bed, and I will see you guys in the morning. So it's currently day 2, and today we have the aging up of Edward and Edith. Edith's birthday was technically yesterday, but I just decided to do them both on the same day. And Edith has actually also just discovered that she's pregnant, so she's really hoping that she gets through this age up role so that she can meet her new baby. So Edward is becoming a young adult today, and this is always a really scary role. So let's do our death rolls together. So for Edward, we're rolling the D20 and we're getting a 16, so thankfully we are not without a king. The king has successfully aged up, and because he's a little bit older, Edward has actually grown a beard, a little bit of a beard, which I just think is so cute on him. I feel like he's just like such a wholesome king. And so we also have the aging up of Edith into a young adult, and hopefully she ages up successfully. I know Frederick is really hoping she ages up successfully because she's sort of his link to the king and he's linked to hopefully securing a noble title. So we're going to roll a d20 for a young adult, and Edith survives as well. I know Edith and Edward are both super happy about this, and they're super happy to meet their new child, who hopefully will also live. So now we've aged up the Devereux household. We have one more thing to do this morning before we head back to our main Hawthorne household. So Grace is actually in labor at the moment, and this is going to be her first baby after she got married to David Hastings last year, and everyone's just fighting in the background. So Grace just gave birth to a baby boy, and she is so proud of herself. And so she is going to call the new baby Benedict Hastings. So cute, but unfortunately we can't just leave it there. We have to do our death rolls for both of them, so let's get up our dice. So first we're going to roll for Grace, and we are rolling a 12, so she is fine. And now we're rolling for little Benedict, and we are rolling a 20, so little Benedict doesn't make it. This is not a good first birth experience for Grace. Oh honey. So we're just going to leave her alone to grieve, and now we're going to head back to our main household, the Hawthorne household. So here we are back at the Hawthorne household, and it is currently snowing so heavily outside, and this is always a difficult time for us because we can't fish, and I don't know if we can still sell things because I don't want them to freeze to death by being outside. Now, yesterday Isaac had an interaction with a girl who he considered to be very beautiful, and I just want to show you guys something. I didn't even cheat this. He perceives her as very attractive. I swear to God, I didn't do anything to make this happen. So he's just working in favor of my storyline at the moment. But Isaac was very pleased with this encounter, and he is really interested in seeing this girl again, and he's really hoping that if he just keeps going into town, maybe he'll run into her again. And Isaac doesn't really have any experience whatsoever with like romance or relationships, and he hasn't really been socialized very well because if you guys remember, he was locked in a dungeon for like a good portion of his life. So he's feeling a little bit shy and awkward, but he really wants something to come of this. And honestly, I feel like Isaac's a really good looking guy. Maybe it's just the hair, but I think he's got something going for him. I think he's definitely a lot more dashing than he realizes. Oh my God, I do not want to go to Batu. Nobody wants to go to Batu. I don't know why I bought that stupid pack. And everyone is just seeking refuge from the blizzard inside, except for Godfrey over here, who keeps insisting on going outside to do chores, which is very responsible of him, but I'd rather he didn't die. So the bees are enraged, but we've just got Isaac out here doing the Lord's work. Oh, look at him. He's like Snow White. Bees love him. Actually, no, I take that back. They hate him and they want him to die from 1,000 bee stings. And so Isaac's like, I know I went to go get food yesterday, but I actually forgot some things and need to go down the street again. So I'm just gonna head downtown. And Clementine's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And Isaac is hoping he will run into Cerelia. And so Isaac's come to the tavern thinking maybe Cerelia will pop by. And so Isaac's having his drink and he notices Cerelia is actually sitting behind him playing a game of Don't Wake the Llama. So I think I'm gonna have him go and talk to her. They are gossiping about the liturgy this morning, discuss what's new at the market. He's like, wow, it was so nice meeting you yesterday. And she's like, yeah, it was so nice meeting you as well. And Isaac does not know how to play this. He's not very smooth. So he's just being very enthusiastic and very forward, but she's picking up what he's putting down, like she's into it. And so they're having a really good conversation, and Isaac basically asks her where she lives, what she does, and Cerelia tells him that she is a maid at the Fairfield household. And so Isaac is of course immediately horrified because of what the Fairfields did to him, so I'm just gonna get him to argue about her job. And he's just like, I can't believe you would work for their family. Don't you know that they're horrible people? And she's like, I don't know, it's just a job. Like, they offered to pay me money, I get a like nice warm bed to sleep in. And admittedly, Isaac is a little bit traumatized by what he went through, which is understandable, but Cerelia doesn't know about any of this, and to her it just seems like he's attacking her job for no reason because he doesn't like the Fairfields. And Isaac's just really upset at the moment. It's sort of taken him over and he's being really mean. I don't think he realizes what he's doing. He's like, I just can't talk about this anymore, this is too upsetting for me, and he leaves. Which is kind of sad because they were getting along so well before she brought up that she works at the Fairfields. And I think Isaac is just a little bit frustrated because to him, the Fairfields are like the worst people that he's ever known. He absolutely hates them. And to him, he doesn't understand why Cerelia would work for them. Of course, Cerelia doesn't know what they've done to him or what they've done in general. And so Isaac's just decided to talk to Clementine. He's like, I met this girl that I really like, but it turns out that she works for the Fairfield family. And it's really upsetting. I don't understand how she could like those people. And Clementine's just like, you know, I don't think you should hold it against her. I know they're horrible people, but you should look at this as an opportunity to get her away from those people because she obviously doesn't know what they've done. And Isaac is really grateful for the perspective, and he agrees that he needs to get Cerelia away from these people because he really did like her and he really does want to get to know her, but he just can't deal with the Fairfields. Okay guys, time to stop talking before you hate each other. So Isaac has decided after that blowout he needs to go apologize to Cerelia, and he needs to get to know her better and get her away from the Fairfield family, because even though Frederick wasn't the one to do anything, Isaac still holds a huge grudge against them for what they did to him. Which, I mean, is pretty understandable when you know what he's been through. Okay, everyone keeps trying to go outside. I'm like, guys, it's a blizzard. Get inside. It's not good for you to be out here. I really should get rid of these potties that the toddlers were using because we don't need them anymore now that we don't have any toddlers. Okay, so it's getting pretty late, so I might just get these guys to eat dinner and then head off to bed, but I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. So today we have the birthday of Eleanor's youngest son, Richard Valois, and he's not looking super happy about it, but if he succeeds in today's roll, he will be aging up into a child. So we're rolling for a child, and we are getting a 4. So little Richard ages up perfectly fine. I cannot pronounce that name. So here we have the handsome Prince Richard, the second in line to the French throne under his brother Augustin. And so both of Eleanor's sons have survived, even though these two haven't had the best of luck with children. At least they have 2 sons, an heir and a spare if anything happens to them. And so now we're gonna head back to the main household. So it is morning in the Hawthorne household, and I'm sending Geraldine out hunting because I think we're running low on meat, and I really need some like pigeons, some low quality red meat, something that'll be good for making pies. So I just have Miss Clementine making a chicken pie because quite a few people are hungry, and meanwhile I've got Isaac out here tending to our table, selling some things because it's not blizzarding at the moment. So I'm like, I want them to get to make some money while they're actually able to. And either today or tomorrow, I'd also like to get Isaac to go and apologize to Cerelia because I think he's thought about it and he has realized that he did react quite harshly. Like, she would have had no idea why he was upset. So Isaac's gonna go and apologize to her and explain like why he felt the way he did. Make that money, get that money. Make the money and get the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. We will get that money, we will make the money. Okay, we got a chicken, we got a pheasant, and we got venison. I don't know if we need the whole venison. I think you can cut up the venison. So we got some venison meat, and we've got some low quality red meat and some animal fat. Perfect. I think we can make something with all of that. I wanted to make some salted meat. I'm not sure that Isaac has the same gift that Grace did when it came to selling things. No, come back here. Keep buying from us. I miss Grace. She was really good at this. Nobody's coming over for Isaac. They're all like, we're just gonna go stand over in this corner and not approach him. Clementine, I'm gonna get you over here so that poor Isaac can go and have some food. Okay, no, Isaac, you gotta sell to her. You gotta make a sales pitch. Give that sales pitch. Say something really convincing. Who knows, maybe Isaac can turn this around. She's like, no thank you. Oh no, she just bought something for 225 simoleons. That's a good job. Okay, I'm gonna get Clementine to take over because Isaac is super hungry and his fun is really low. Julia, I don't know why you're so angry. Okay, David, you are now married to Grace, so surely you want to buy something from us. I don't know if we can give him a sales pitch. But you're family now, you have to buy something from us. Otherwise, you know, we did give you one of our daughters. Good boy. See, I like David now. I knew we made the right choice. Okay, well, we didn't make as much as I would have liked, but it's better than nothing. Okay, I'm gonna send Isaac to the bar because he actually needs some fun, and I'm hoping that we're gonna run into Cerelia. I'm gonna get Isaac to order a drink because maybe this will be fun for him. Oh, and look who just walked in. Is that Cerelia? They're immediately like friends again. Like no fight ever happened. Dude, you still need to apologize to her. Okay, there we go. We're gonna apologize. So Isaac is just saying that he's so sorry, freaking out at her. So Isaac is just explaining to her what happened with the Fairfields, about how they killed his parents and they tortured him for years and had him locked in their basement. And Cerelia is horrified, as you can imagine. Now Isaac does say that Frederick never actually did anything to him, and as far as he knows, Frederick didn't actually know about it, but it still left him with a pretty deep, like, emotional scar. And Cerelia completely understands why he was so upset, and she's really sorry that he had to go through that. And go, you just got the door slammed in your face. Oh my gosh. That was all autonomous, by the way, so she just kissed him with mistletoe. Wait, why do you keep doing it? They just, okay, so one after the other, there's all these mistletoe kisses happening. This is totally autonomous, and she just keeps getting that door slammed in her face. Okay, I don't even have to do anything. Girl, put that future cube away. I need like a default replacement for that. Okay, well, I feel like I can just leave these guys here to like autonomously chat for a while because they're getting along just fine. Okay, are you guys going upstairs? No, Isaac desperately needs to use the bathroom. Okay, you can do that. So I know for a fact that one of Cerelia's traits is like the dancing trait. So I think she really likes dancing. So I feel like if Isaac can do a dance battle with her, girl, come back. Where are you going? Okay, well, I was trying to get them to dance, but literally no one was cooperating, and Cerelia left. But here we have Frederick, who has literally just walked out of the bathroom while Isaac wanted to go back in and mop up a puddle. So I'm gonna get Isaac to just give a piece of his mind to Frederick. Keep in mind, Frederick doesn't actually know what happened, and Isaac's not gonna tell him, but he is gonna pick a fight with Frederick. And Isaac just finally feels like he can let out all of that anger that he's just been holding up for all of those years about what happened. Even though it's not really Frederick's fault, it's still pretty cathartic to like just let all the anger out. He just tried to throw it on him, but it was frozen. Frederick's like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm using the bathroom or mopping up the puddle or whatever. So this has been successful with Cerelia, not so successful in terms of getting up Isaac's fun, and definitely not that successful in terms of not fighting Frederick. I am going to send Isaac off to play some Skittles, which will hopefully get his fun up, and I'm just going to send him by himself. How are you guys all feeling? Everyone else is doing pretty good. Isaac's feeling pretty pleased with himself though. That was his first kiss, and he got a kiss 2 times in a row. So she obviously really likes him, and he really likes her as well. But he's feeling a bit tired, so I am going to send him to bed and the rest of the family to bed, and I will see you guys in the morning. So I'm sure you guys remember that Edith is pregnant, and today she's going to be giving birth to a new baby who will hopefully live. These guys currently have 2 surviving children, Alfred and Philippa, and so maybe this will be their 3rd. Okay, so they've just given birth to a baby boy, and we're going to call him Wesley. And guys, please cross your fingers for this, because I really hope little Wesley survives. Because he reminds me of Wesley from like the Princess not the Princess Diaries, oh my gosh, the Princess Bride. Okay, let's do our rolls for mum and baby. So first we're rolling for Edith, and we are rolling an 18, so she is fine. And now we are rolling for little Wesley, who's rolled a 3, so little Wesley is the 3rd surviving baby, and he is just perfect. And we've got one more thing to do today before we need to head back. And so today we also have Miss Juliet is finally aging up into a teenager. And these guys just lost both their parents, so they've been having a hard time. So it'll be good to have Julia as a teenager, and she can help look after the family along with Tybalt, who's been doing it all by himself. Okay, so let's do Juliet's rolls together. We are rolling for a teenager, and we are fine. She ages up perfectly. So here we have Miss Juliet, and oh my gosh, you guys, she's actually gorgeous. I know that she rolled not to marry, but she didn't roll not to have children. She might need to have a baby out of wedlock, which I know isn't great for her, like, reputation, but I just couldn't imagine not passing on those genetics. So here we have the beautiful Miss Juliet, and I feel like she's just the prettiest sim we've had born in game so far. I think Titania also is going to grow up to be really beautiful as well. So Lucian and Viola, well done. You guys have great genetics. You just work perfectly together. I love these children. Anyway, we're done with the roles. I'm going to go back to the main household now. So back in the main household, and we've just got Geraldine selling some things. As always trying to make some of that money. David is such a good customer. This is why we made him our son-in-law. David, you guys better be taking note here if you ever want to marry into the family. Oh my god, now Geraldine's freezing to death. Girl, stop it, get inside. I didn't mean to kill you. Oh dear. Okay, well, I guess we can't sell anything outside because it might kill our Sims. Okay, is she feeling better yet? Girl, what kind of clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing your warm clothes? What is that? Is that your active wear? No, get into your warm clothes. They're literally all the same outfit, but that's why you're freezing to death, because you're wearing your active wear. Oh my god, get back out there. Get back out there in appropriate clothing. Geraldine was really just like, hey, if I just nearly die, then I can get out of doing this. No, you can't. This whole candle making thing with Clementine has really not been going well, just because she takes so long to make each and every candle. But I try to get her out here at least once a day to make at least one candle. Clementine's true skill is in cooking. She has a level 10 cooking. I should probably just make her cook things, honestly, but you gotta branch out and try new things, and I thought the candles were gonna be good. Honestly, I feel like it's really similar to crafting in real life. I feel like like, oh, I'm gonna save so much money by making this candle, and then you spend so much on supplies and so much time on it that it ends up probably being more expensive. Okay, well, I feel like we're going okay money-wise. I might let Geraldine go and do whatever it is that she wants to do, and Isaac really needs to go and see Cerelia because he's just in love. He just wants to talk to her again. So we're gonna go into town and see if we can't find her. So Isaac and Cerelia at the bar together. Isaac's just telling her that he's kind of upset that she has to spend time with the Fairfield household, and Cerelia's like, well, it's my job, I kind of have to do it. Okay, guys, stop scaring her. Anyway, Isaac's like, but what if you didn't have to do it? And she's like, what are you saying? And Isaac's like, what if instead of working for the Fairfields, you spend the rest of your life being my wife? And Cerelia is like, yes, that sounds amazing. Yes, yes, I will marry you. And so Isaac is officially engaged to Miss Cerelia, who he only has eyes for, and she only has eyes for him. Okay, I don't know who this knockoff Jeremiah is, but I'm gonna get Isaac to take Cerelia back to the farm so that she can meet the rest of the family. So Isaac has brought Cerelia home to meet his family. Where is she? Oh my god, guys, stop going up the stairs. Okay, well, Cerelia gets to see our messy bedroom, it seems. So Clementine's just giving Cerelia a friendly introduction, and she's so excited that her little brother has met someone. She was really worried about him, and she's glad to know that he's going to be looked after by someone, even if it's not her, and even if Clementine's a little bit sad that she's going to be losing her brother. Okay, stop yelling at your child. That is not giving good impression. Cerelia's like, yeah, I know how it is, just all blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I feel like Cerelia and Clementine are getting along great, and I feel like Clementine's really excited to have Cerelia as part of the family, and she's really excited that her little brother is going to be getting married. And Isaac is obviously happy just about everything, like he's just so overwhelmed. Anyway, it's nearly the end of the day, and I might actually leave it there for today. I feel like we've had a really positive and uplifting year. So next year we're going to have Isaac and Cerelia's wedding, and I'm so excited to see you guys then. Thank you. Bye.